Hey everybody, welcome back. So what's inside this little tiny package here is going to save me a little bit of weight in my bug out bag that I recently repacked. This is the STADELHORN titanium wood stove. Alright everybody, thank you for joining me. Now if you guys remember a few videos back, I got a new, actually before the SHOT Show videos, I got a new bag to replace one of my bug out bags. And I had a wood stove in there. Now I have a gas stove in there as well. But I wanted something small and lightweight, kind of an afterthought, just in case I run out of gas before I'm done with the bag itself. I do have two little isobutane canisters in the bag, but thought something like a little lightweight wood stove would be kind of handy to have in case I run out. So, originally, I picked up the Luxada wood stove. You can see they're about the exact same size. The STADELHORN looks to be a little bit bigger, but not much. I don't know if that's just the packaging. Yeah, I think it's just the packaging because it ends here and this ends here too. So it's about the same size. But I didn't want to carry around something that's so heavy. These things, you know, they look really light. And I'll show you what it looks like. They look really light when you see them on Amazon. You've seen these things, they just snap together. They look really light when you see them on Amazon. Then you get them and you're like, darn, that's kind of heavy. So what we're going to do first off is compare the two. And this is the titanium one. I'm just always amazed at titanium. It feels like it's a toy. You know, same thing, super lightweight. So we're going to weigh the two. That's why I'm keeping them in the bag. I'll show you how to put it together in a minute. Let me get the scale out here. And I'll show you the difference. Make sure I'm on ounces. Zero it. Okay, so this is the Luxada. This is the steel one. That is 13.33 ounces. Here is the STADELHORN titanium one. 7.69 ounces. So definitely some weight savings. Let's face it, there's a lot of stuff in that bag. It's a pretty heavy bag. It's probably going to be a car type bag that I would throw in my car and leave with. It's also my ham radio cert type bag if I have to respond in an emergency with ham radio or cert to take care of myself. I already have a cert backpack filled with first aid stuff. But that's kind of the purpose of the kit. It's kind of a self-sustainment kit because if you've ever worked with any kind of government agency, you understand that they're like, oh yeah, lunch is coming in 5 minutes, and 3 hours later you still don't have lunch. So little things like that. Oh yeah, we got a blanket coming for you, and you still don't have a blanket. So I packed a bag, kind of set up for that, with that in mind. And like I tell people, you don't need 4 or 5 bags. I have a bunch of bug out bags because I do gear reviews and I build them. So, let's get this one out of the way because it goes together the exact same way. And I'll show you what comes with this and how it works. Cross members. Okay. These things feel like light little toy plastic. I mean, they're obviously titanium. It just always amazes me how lightweight titanium is. Now this is the front. We haven't used this yet, so we're going to burn it in today. I'm going to see how well it boils a cup of water. Now when you're putting these together, always remember, the section sticking out here is what you want facing out. You don't want this side facing out, the indentation. You want that point sticking out there. These kind of go together like this. You see how they're opposite directions? And you kind of have to give them a little push. There. Because that has to get over that little hump, that little bump. And that's some of the reason why you want them facing outward. So you're going to put these 3 sides together. Then you're going to put the bottom on. Okay, so there you go. There's that. And this would make even a good windscreen for a little alcohol stove. But we're making this as a stove today. So now you're going to take this. You see the 3 prongs? And this one doesn't have it. This faces forward. They go in here, here, and here. Now this is where it can get a little tricky, all right? And this is where people run into the most problems with this kind of a stove. This is kind of a, this side goes down, this side goes up. So you kind of have to twist a little bit. Don't worry, you're not going to bend anything out of shape. I'll try to do this on camera. Of course, this side is going down. Now I'm stuck with this side, right? So I have to kind of tweak it and make sure it's in the slot down there. That went together a whole lot easier than ever before, which is kind of good because I'm on camera. So there you go. You're all set up. Now we'll put the cross members in. Now with these, you're going to put them in like this. You want this part facing downward. You don't want it where it's going to possibly fall out or get pushed out. And pretty much you're just going to put them across the sides like that. Get in there. Alright, let me do this the right way. Try to do it sideways. There we go. Use both hands. And that's it. It's ready to go. Very, very lightweight. I mean, if you told me this is going to be able to withstand fire, I'd be like, yeah, right. Because if you've ever messed with titanium, you realize how light and how toy-like it feels. But it is an exceptional metal for backpackers because it's so light. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take this outside. Now, this is the cook kit I'm using in that bag. And this is my Snow Peak titanium pot. So we're going to fill this up. You guys remember, if you're a regular watcher, you saw where I made the little dimples on the front and back so that it snaps on there and stays on. So we're going to take this out back and we're going to set that up like that. We're going to boil 1 cup of water, see how long it takes. I have my 1 cup here. So let's get it outside and give it a try. Alright, so I'm all set up out here. I'm going to open up this fire starter. This is, by the way, if you check some of my older videos, you'll see black and white fire starters. I've done tons of reviews of their different products. This is their little fire fuzz, I believe it's called. It's just basically a cotton ball with flammable infused material on it. And these work very, very well. They burn for a lot longer than just, say, one with Vaseline on it. Feels like there's a little wax and some other flammable products on here. So what I do is I'll open this up, so it'll catch a spark really well. And by the way, I know that I've gotten a bunch of new subscribers since my last video, the coronavirus video. So if you see me using products on the channel and you don't know what they are, feel free to ask in the comments section. There are no dumb questions when it comes to stuff like that. You may not be familiar with what I'm using to light a fire or whatever, so feel free to ask. So I'm just going to put that down here on top of that wood. Let's get my knife out of the way and light it up with a spark. I believe that's going. Yep, that's burning. And we're going to toss it in there so I don't burn myself. Okay, there we go. I'll put some really, really light twig type stuff over it. Don't want to snuff out the fire. But as you can see there, it's going pretty well. And I'll bring you back once that's going pretty decently. But it's catching pretty well already. This is just what I chopped up the other day when I realized I had to do this video. This is just, honestly, bags of firewood that I buy, and I use it for videos. Nothing special about the wood. I just baton it down to small, manageable pieces. So, let me bring you back in a minute. Alright, so we got a good fire going on there. One of the reasons I like these types of stoves is you can feed them very easily while your pot's on top. I can just take stuff and put it in there, keep it going. So what we're going to do, let me get this ready here on my phone. I've got my stopwatch, and we're going to put this on here. Okay, we're going to cover it up, because it does have a cover, so I might as well use it like that. I'm going to hit the stopwatch and start it, and see how long that takes to boil. 1 cup of water. Bring you back when it's done. Alright, I'm going to stop it here. 2:30. We got boiling water, more like 220, but I had to run in and get a glove. The minute I walked inside to get a glove, let me bring up the camera a little bit, it started boiling. So definitely respectable boiling time, not bad at all. Not a lot of wood I had to use. I still have a big pile over there. Take a look at that. Not a bad deal. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to get a cup of boiling water. You figure, maybe you double that for an extra cup in there if you needed to make a Mountain House meal or something. But that's pretty darn impressive. So really no difference at all in the ability of this to the other stove, the steel one. So let me let it cool off, and I will give you my final thoughts on it and where you can pick one up. And it's definitely one of the more affordable titanium stoves out there. These can be in the hundreds of dollars. So this is, I think, 40-something. So we'll give you all that information when we come back. Alright, so we're back inside, and I'm going to give you the final information on it and where you can pick it up, and I'll also show you how to take it apart. These run $46. If you looked up some of the other Snow Peak and other big name titanium stoves, very, very expensive. Just nothing wrong with it. I can't find anything wrong with it. Seems to be very well made. You know, doesn't look like any corners were cut or, you know, not cheap. And by the way, this is kind of cool. I always love this. When you heat up titanium, you get these purples and blues. Really kind of cool. Anyway, that is it. It's pretty simple, basic to use. Taking it apart. You're going to take apart the cross members, and I will wipe off that soot because it'll get all over my hands. And you're going to take apart the middle section here. Your front section, I mean. And the rest should just really fall apart. Now this can be difficult to get apart sometimes if it's new, so don't get discouraged or freaked out by it, which one to pull on there. But since it's burned in, it seems to be fairly simple to put back together again. And that's really it. I mean, that's your system right there. It is kind of sooty. I will wash that off because you see what it does to your hands. But that's it right there. And it's 7.4 or 6 ounces or whatever. Definitely lightweight. I have been able to cut a little bit of weight out of that bag with the titanium pot and pan. So this is definitely an improvement over something that's pretty darn heavy, this other one. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. I will put a link down below where you can pick this up. Like I said, they run $46. They're 7.3 ounces. A fraction of the cost of similar stoves assembled. It's approximately 4x4. The overall dimensions, the cooking surface, I'm sorry, is 4x4. The overall dimensions when assembled is 5x5 by 6.5 inches. So definitely big enough to cook something on. This is a fairly big cook set. I don't know if you've ever seen these, but this is a fairly big cook set. This is a 35-ounce pot from Snow Peak. And a nice little pan. We tested this out before on the channel. So it's definitely a large enough to cook a good meal for 1 or 2 people. So it really shouldn't be a problem using it. I've been very, very happy with it, pleased with it. So that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out this link down below for this stove, as well as our Amazon store. You can just click that link and shop as you normally would. Doesn't cost you a penny more. Most of the gear that I review is in the Amazon store. Don't forget to check out our Thrive Life link. If you guys are thinking about getting started in freeze-dried food, you don't have to join anything. There's no club to join. You can just go onto the My Thrive Life website down below there and click and order some stuff and see how you like it. I found it to be some of the best freeze-dried food out there, honestly. And that's not just because I sell it, because I ate it and stocked it for a long time before I became a consultant for them. Anyway, folks, so thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.